rates are increasing. We're out of control. You know, we're not getting the nutrients that we need to be healthy and thriving. Let's help people. Let's help people get a better understanding. Find the passion in this. I know I have. So, going back to the baseball and the beach ball. Objects are the same, right? Anybody here want to be the beach ball? All right. I would much rather be the baseball than the beach ball. And I'm just going to go ahead. I'm going to pass this around. I want you guys to share this, lift it, bounce it around. I don't care what you do. Have fun with it. So I'm going to hand out another form for you guys, and this is where we're going to kind of break off a little bit and work on our own body composition so that we can kind of get an idea of body composition versus scale weight. So somebody want to volunteer to help me pass these out? Great, thank you. Thanks. All right, good. It's all passed out. Awesome. Okay, so the only way to become the baseball is to learn how to fuel that body properly through adequate caloric intake and through exercise, our favorite, right? So we need to learn how to ditch the diet mentality, fuel the body correctly, and exercise regularly. Sounds pretty easy, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3. Get those down and voila, we have success. So let's go ahead. And we're going to start working on this body composition. So how does one increase or decrease body fat and increase muscular strength and size? All right, more exercise, fueling properly. The goal of weight loss is to lose the stored body fat. Traditionally, scales are the only way to differentiate any movement in a weight loss journey. So you've got the forms. We're going to take a few minutes and we're going to break our own down and see where our caloric needs are according to our body fat. I've got some handheld body composition so you can figure out your BMI and your body fat percentage, and then we'll go from there. So let's take a break, let's do that, and we'll come back to discussing more of the body composition scale weight. So Dr. Jane Pence, this is where, of course, we give them about 15 minutes to be able to work on their own body composition, and I go around and help anyone who needed a little help with that. Maybe even pairing them up so that they can work together to maybe better understand how to come up with their body composition. Okay, so now we've all figured out our own body composition. We're going to discuss a little bit about the estimated energy requirements. When an individual is consuming too many or too few of calories, they're not going to be successful in changing the body composition. Consuming more than one person's body's energy needs will result in stored energy, which is stored as fat. Undereating also has a negative impact on body composition. Consuming too few of calories will force the body to utilize the muscle tissue as an energy source. So we're going back to that muscle wasting, losing that muscle, which causes our metabolism to slow down, which means we need less calories. So we really don't want that to happen. Individuals who severely restrict their caloric needs, remember I was talking about that crazy diet, 500 calories? Yeah, it's insane. They actually will be losing muscle at a rate or equal to or greater than the loss of their fat. So here's what happens. You can lose body fat, but if you're losing body fat and you're not doing something to gain muscle, you're further slowing down your metabolism. So doing a lot of long workouts at steady state, restricting your calories, you're going to start losing muscle. okay? Yeah, you're losing some fat during that, don't get me wrong, but you're losing muscle. And it's just not the right way to do it. So we want to make sure that we're building muscle and at that same time, getting rid of that fat. So how do we do this? We want to make sure that we're getting the right calories, and to make sure that we don't do that, we need the right calories, exercising regularly, gaining muscle. Nutrient timing. So nutrient timing also plays a big role in this. Meeting the energy requirements in one meal will promote fat storage. So if you were to do one of these fasting diets that they have going on where you don't eat all day long and then you eat one meal a day. I know somebody who tried this and lasted a couple weeks and is still morbidly obese. So what happens? You starve yourself all day and then you eat one big meal. I don't care if it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but the majority of your calories or all of your calories are gained in this time. You're going to be forced, your body is, to, okay, this is going to happen again tomorrow, so I'm going to actually start storing this as some fat. So we store as fat, and if we're not exercising, we're losing muscle. If you go too long without eating, it can result in low blood sugar, forcing the body to break down muscle tissue and provide energy to the body. Does anybody here experience problems with blood sugar? Right? Okay, really affects the energy big time. So when people are exercising during a time of energy deprivation, the potential benefits for exercise are lost. Boy, that hits home, huh? Does anyone here exercise on an empty stomach? Do you get up early in the morning, work out, and not have any foods a half hour to an hour before you work out? Yeah, so pretty much when you do that, you're losing those benefits of exercise. Now for me, I have found that I wake up a little earlier, and a half hour to an hour prior to my workout, I actually have a very small smoothie with some whey protein in it to make sure that I'm not losing my muscle, making sure that I have the energy, and getting the most out of my workout. Doing just this small little adjustment and not starving myself in the morning when I work out has actually helped lose me personally, I've lost 6% body fat in less than 4 months. Just doing that little bit of a change. So I encourage you, please do not starve yourself. Find what works for you and make sure you're eating a little something a half hour prior to your workouts. And then also making sure that after our workouts, huge, you have this window of opportunity. It's called that golden hour after exercise to get some nutrients in your body. Your body will absorb nutrients like crazy. So making sure that we're going for nutrient-dense foods post-workout rather than a quick protein bar or a granola bar. The idea is to get a lot of nutrients in your body and get it quick so that you can absorb and you can repair. So, well-balanced eating regimen. You've got to engage in regular aerobic, cardiovascular exercise and resistance to increase the lean muscle mass and utilize fat stores for energy. Muscles are glucose and oxygen, use glucose and oxygen to burn fat. So give yourself the energy that you need, get your workout done, make sure that you're doing some resistance training with that cardio. How much fat muscles can use depends on how much muscle a person has. So how much oxygen is reached to the muscle is also a process that requires glycogen. So if we were going to go out for a 5-mile run, we probably need some energy for those muscles, wouldn't you think? I mean, you're going to have a lot better run than going out on an empty stomach. And personally, every Saturday I run, and I have this routine that I have a small bowl of oatmeal before my run, because I really think that it's one of the best things that helps me have a great run. I feel like I'm running on air as opposed to having anything else. So the American College of Sports Medicine recommends 30 to 60 minutes of moderate intense cardiovascular exercise 5 days a week, or 20 to 60 minutes of vigorous exercise 3 days per week. ACSM recommends 2 to 3 days of resistance training and 2 to 3 days per week. Adults should exercise and train the major muscle groups and perform 2 to 4 sets each exercise for 8 to 12 repetitions. So getting a good balance of strength and cardiovascular is going to be your way to go. Really don't suggest just doing cardiovascular. Again, when we're doing that cardiovascular and we're doing steady state, we're spending a lot of time doing it, and we tend to waste muscle. I've seen it in a program myself that I was involved in, where it was really ran with a lot of cardiovascular workouts, and the people who were obese lost weight, but unfortunately their muscle masses also went down greatly, and hence just means that their metabolism slowed that much further. So now that we've talked about some body composition and have a good grasp of what it means and what it does, and everybody knows what their caloric needs are, as far as what you personally need to make it through your day. Who here feels that they're getting their caloric needs? Right? Do you feel that seems a little high? Who here has tracked their calories? Show of hands. The only way you're really going to know, because a lot of people think, oh my gosh, 1,800, 2,000 calories, it just seems like so much food. The reality is, if you track, I guarantee you're hitting it or you're going over. I mean, I'm talking about everything you eat, drink, bite, nibble, taste, sip, calculate it, you're probably getting enough. And if you're having a hard time getting rid of any body weight, you're either getting too much or you're really being too restrictive and you're not getting enough at all. Time to fix that, right? So, timing, the nutrient timing facts.